Alex was just an ordinary person. He lived alone in a small apartment in the city. Most days were the same for him. He woke up, made coffee, went to work, and came home. Sometimes he wondered if his life would ever change, but he never expected anything strange to happen. He liked his quiet life, even if it was a little boring. One night, everything changed. Alex was sleeping deeply when a strange feeling woke him up. At first he thought it was just a bad dream, but when he opened his eyes, he saw a blue light filling his room. It was not from his phone or any lamp. The light was soft, but it felt cold. It made the hairs on his arms stand up. Alex sat up in his bed. His heart started to beat faster. There was a soft humming sound, almost like music from another world. He looked around his room, trying to understand what was happening. That was when he saw her. At the edge of his bed stood a tall figure. At first, he thought it was a shadow, but as his eyes adjusted to the light, he saw more details. The figure was a woman, but not like any woman he had ever seen. Her skin was smooth and silver, like metal. Her eyes glowed green in the darkness. She wore strange clothes that looked like they were made from light. Alex was scared. He tried to speak, but his voice would not come out. The woman looked at him with a mix of sadness and hope. She seemed to know him, even though Alex was sure he had never met her before. "Do you remember me, human?" the woman asked. Her voice was soft, but each word was clear and strong. Alex felt a cold shiver run down his back. He stared at her, trying to remember. Her face seemed familiar, but he could not understand why. Maybe he had seen her in a dream, or maybe in another life. He tried to find words, but his mouth felt dry. The woman stepped closer. Her eyes were gentle, and she reached out a hand. Her fingers were long and thin, almost glowing in the blue light. She did not look dangerous, but Alex could feel something powerful about her. She whispered, "I have waited for you." Alex shook his head. He wanted to ask her who she was and why she was here, but all he could say was, "Who are you?" The woman smiled, but it was a sad smile. "You promised you would remember me," she said. "But I see the memory is lost." Alex was confused. He tried to remember any promise he had made, but there was nothing. His mind was full of questions. "Why are you here?" he asked. She looked at the window. The city lights were still shining outside, but inside the room, the world felt different. She said, "They are coming. I need your help." Before Alex could ask who they were, the blue light grew stronger. It was like the room was disappearing. Everything started to blur and spin. Alex tried to stand up, but he felt his body getting lighter. He closed his eyes, hoping this was just a dream. When he opened his eyes again, he was not in his room anymore. He was standing in a wide open field. The sky above was dark and full of stars. But the stars were not like any stars he knew. Some were red, some were blue, and they seemed to move slowly across the sky. The ground was soft and glowing with a faint green light. The woman was standing next to him. She looked up at the strange sky. Alex turned around and saw no sign of his city or his apartment. It was like he had been taken to another world. Alex felt afraid, but also curious. He wanted to run, but his feet would not move. The air was cool and smelled like something sweet and new. The humming sound was still there, but it was softer now, like it was coming from the stars themselves. "Where are we?" Alex asked. "This is where it all began," the woman replied. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were full of worry. "You made a promise to help me here long ago." Alex tried to remember. He searched his mind for any clue, but nothing made sense. "I don't understand," he said. "What did I promise?" The woman looked sad. She said, "Everything you know is about to change, but you must trust me." Alex heard a sound behind him, like footsteps in the darkness. The woman turned quickly, her face full of fear. "They have found us," she whispered. Before Alex could turn around, the light around him exploded, and everything went black. Alex woke with a gasp, but he was not in his bed. He lay on soft green grass that seemed to glow under a violet sky. The stars above moved in slow circles, painting trails of light across the darkness. Strange trees with silver leaves stood in the distance, their branches swaying even though there was no wind. For a moment, Alex wondered if he was dreaming, but the cold air and the sharp scent of flowers made it feel too real. He sat up quickly, looking for the alien woman. She stood a few feet away, watching the horizon with worried eyes. Alex felt fear, but something inside him whispered that he should not be afraid. She was waiting for him to speak. "Where am I?" Alex asked, his voice small. The woman turned to him. Her silver skin glowed softly. "You are in the memory field. This is a place between worlds. Here, you can see things hidden from normal eyes." Alex looked around. His hands shook as he touched the grass. The feeling was strange but comforting, like he had been here before, a long time ago. He tried to remember, but his mind was empty. There was only one thing he knew for sure. The woman needed him. "Why do you know me?" he asked. "How did I come here?" The woman came closer. She knelt beside him, her green eyes gentle. "We met many years ago, in your world. It was just a dream, but for me, it was real. You promised you would help me when the time was right." Alex tried to remember a dream about her, but nothing came. "What did I promise?" he asked. She touched his shoulder. Her hand was warm. "You promised to help my people. You promised to save us. I trusted you." Alex's head hurt. He closed his eyes. Flashes of strange memories appeared, shapes in the darkness, voices calling his name, a hand reaching for him. He saw a ship flying through the stars, and a city made of glass. The pictures were fast and confusing. He opened his eyes, breathing hard. "I don't remember," Alex said, his voice shaking. "How can I help you if I don't remember?" She looked at him with hope. "Your mind is locked, but your heart remembers. Soon your memories will return, but we do not have much time. The enemy is close." Suddenly the sky flickered. Far away, shadows moved along the hills. Alex felt cold fear touch him. He knew, without understanding how, that these were not friendly creatures. He heard a distant sound like thunder, but it was too slow and heavy. "What are they?" Alex whispered. The woman's face grew hard. "They are the chasers. They hunt anyone who remembers the old promises. If they find us, they will erase us, and your world will be next." Alex felt panic rise inside him. He wanted to run, but his feet would not move. The woman took his hand. Her grip was strong. "You are not alone, Alex. You have a gift inside you. You just have to trust me. And trust yourself." He nodded, though he was not sure why. Something about her voice made him believe. Together, they ran toward the silver trees. The grass lit up under their feet. The sound behind them grew louder. Alex looked over his shoulder and saw dark shapes moving fast. The chasers were coming. They reached the trees. The woman placed her hand on the bark, and the tree glowed bright blue. A doorway opened, made of light. "Go inside," she said quickly. Alex hesitated, but the chasers were almost there. He stepped through the doorway. The woman followed, and the light closed behind them. Inside, everything was quiet. They were in a small round room. The walls looked like moving water. In the center of the room was a silver orb floating in the air. The woman pointed to it. "This is the memory core. It will show you the truth, but you must be brave." Alex reached out. His hand trembled. As he touched the orb, a shock ran through his body. Images flashed in his mind. He saw himself talking to the woman under the stars, making a promise, a war, a secret, and a choice that could save or destroy two worlds. He gasped and pulled his hand back. The woman watched him closely. "Do you remember now?" she asked. Alex shook his head. "Only pieces. It's all so strange." She nodded. "You must see more. But the enemy will not stop. We must keep moving. And you must be ready to use your gift." Alex looked at his hand. A faint blue light glowed under his skin. For the first time, he felt a strange power growing inside him. He did not know what it meant, but he knew the adventure was only beginning. Outside, the chasers searched the field. But inside the memory tree, Alex and the woman were safe, at least for now. Inside the memory tree, Alex felt safe, but the air was heavy with worry. The silver orb in the center of the room still floated, glowing softly. The alien woman watched Alex, her eyes searching his face. She seemed both hopeful and afraid. Alex paced the small space. The walls shimmered like water. Sometimes, the shadows outside moved, reminding him that the chasers were close. He pressed his hand against the wall. It felt cool and alive, like the tree itself was breathing. "Why do they want me?" Alex asked. The woman answered, "You have the power to remember the old ways. Only you can open the door between our worlds. The chasers want to stop you. They fear what you might become." Alex did not understand all of her words, but he felt the truth in them. A part of him wanted to run, but another part wanted to fight back. He looked at his hand. The blue light inside his skin was brighter now. He could feel a gentle heat, as if something inside was waking up. Suddenly, a loud crack sounded above them. The room shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. The woman's eyes widened in fear. "They have found us," she said. A dark shadow slid through the wall like smoke. It had no face, but its eyes glowed red. The chaser moved quickly, reaching for Alex with long, black fingers. The woman stepped in front of him, raising her hand. A burst of green light shot from her palm, pushing the chaser back. "Stay behind me," she said. But Alex felt a new strength inside him. The blue light from his hand pulsed. He raised his arm, and a wave of blue energy pushed the chaser away. The shadow screamed. The sound was like ice breaking. The chaser melted into the wall and disappeared. Alex was shaking. He could hardly believe what he had done. The woman looked at him with surprise, but also pride. "You are waking up," she said. "Your power is growing, but more will come. We must leave this place." She led Alex to the other side of the room. The wall opened, showing a narrow tunnel lit with blue fireflies. Alex followed her into the tunnel. The wall seemed to whisper as he walked. Voices called his name in many languages. Some were soft and kind. Others were cold and angry. Alex wanted to stop and listen, but the woman kept moving. "Do not listen to the voices," she said. "They will try to confuse you." As they hurried through the tunnel, Alex's memories started to come in flashes. He saw the woman standing in a garden of glass. He saw himself making a promise under 3 moons. He saw the chasers chasing other people. Some escaped, some did not. The tunnel opened into a wide cave. Crystals covered the walls, shining in all colors. In the center of the cave stood a strange machine. It looked ancient, but also alive. The woman touched the machine, and it woke up. Its lights flashed, and it started to hum. "This is the heart of the tree," she said. "It will help you remember, but it will also call the enemy. We must be quick." Alex placed his hands on the machine. Images filled his mind world, spinning. Stars dying, battles fought in the dark. He saw the woman, not as a stranger, but as a friend. He remembered her name, Lyra. The machine glowed brighter. Alex felt dizzy. He saw himself opening a door between the worlds, letting Lyra's people escape from danger. He saw the chasers trying to stop them. He saw a promise to help Lyra, even if it meant risking everything. Suddenly, the cave shook. More chasers entered from the tunnel. Their eyes burned red. Lyra stood between Alex and the enemy. "You must finish the memory," she said. "I will protect you." Alex closed his eyes and focused on the promise. He remembered more now. The blue light in his body grew stronger. The chasers tried to reach him, but Lyra fought back with green fire. The cave was filled with light and shadows. At the last moment, Alex shouted a word he did not know. Blue lightning shot from his hands, striking the ground. The chasers screamed and melted into darkness. The machine went silent. The cave was quiet once more. Lyra touched Alex's shoulder. "You did it," she said. "Your gift is real. But this is only the beginning. The true enemy is still waiting. And your greatest test is yet to come." Alex nodded, breathing hard. He knew nothing would ever be the same again. Outside, in the cold night, the chasers gathered in the darkness. Their leader, taller than all the others, watched the cave with burning red eyes. He whispered, "Soon the human will remember everything, and then we will strike." Alex stood in the silent cave. His heart was still beating fast. Lyra, the alien woman, watched him with careful eyes. The crystals on the walls faded to a gentle glow. The machine in the center of the cave was now quiet. But Alex's mind was loud with new memories. He looked at his hands. The blue light under his skin was brighter than before. It pulsed softly, like a living thing. Alex felt stronger, but also scared. He had just used powers he never knew he had fought shadows, and he had remembered Lyra's name, but still, many questions burned inside him. "Lyra," he said quietly, "why me? Why do I remember these things? What did I promise you?" Lyra sat down beside him. She touched a crystal, and it glowed softly. "Your memory is a bridge between two worlds," she said. "Long ago, our people came to your world for help. We were running from the chasers. You were the only one who heard our call." Alex tried to see the old memory in his mind. He saw himself looking at the night sky. He saw a ship landing in a field. He saw Lyra, younger and frightened. Stepping out of the ship, he saw himself reaching out to her. He heard his own voice, making a promise, but the words were still blurry. "What did I say?" Alex asked. "What did I promise?" Lyra's eyes filled with sadness. "You promised to help us find a safe place. You promised to protect our secret, so the chasers could not find us. You are special, Alex. You can see things other humans cannot. That is why you remember more than others, even after so much time." Alex looked away. "Why can't I remember everything? Why is it all just flashes and pieces?" Lyra took a deep breath. "Because the chasers used their power to hide the truth from you. They erased your memories, but they could not destroy your promise. The memory core in the tree only unlocked part of it. The rest is still hidden deep inside you. We need to find the key." Suddenly, the cave trembled. A rumbling echoed through the ground. Alex stood up quickly. "Are the chasers coming back?" Lyra shook her head. "No, this is something else. The cave is waking up. It knows your mind is changing. It will show you the rest of the truth. But you must be brave." Light poured out from the crystals. The colors danced on the walls. Alex felt dizzy. The cave filled with strange music. He closed his eyes, and memories washed over him. He saw a city made of glass and light, floating above clouds. He saw Lyra's people kind, gentle, full of hope. He saw warships chasing them through space. He saw himself standing in a circle of glowing stones, making a vow. He saw a secret door between worlds, a portal only he could open. He heard his own voice, strong and clear. "I promise to protect you. I promise to keep your secret safe. No matter what comes, I will not forget." Alex opened his eyes, gasping for breath. Lyra looked at him with tears in her eyes. "You remember?" she said. Alex nodded. "I remember more now. I promise to help you hide. I promise to keep the portal safe. But the chasers, they want the portal, don't they?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, they want to control all worlds. If they find the portal, they will destroy everything." Alex felt a heavy weight on his shoulders. He looked at the entrance of the cave. He knew the chasers were close. "We can't stay here," he said. "They will find us again." Lyra stood up. "There is one last place where your full memory can be unlocked. It is the heart of the old city, but it is dangerous. The chasers will try to stop us." Alex took a deep breath. "I'm ready. I need to know everything. I need to keep my promise." Lyra smiled, her eyes shining with hope. Together, they left the cave. The night outside was cold and full of shadows. Far away, the red eyes of the chasers watched from the darkness. Their leader whispered to the others, "He remembers. We must catch him before it is too late." Alex and Lyra began their journey toward the lost city. The stars above seemed to guide them. Each step took them closer to the truth and to the final battle for both their worlds. Alex and Lyra moved quietly through the dark forest. The trees were tall, and their leaves glowed with soft blue light. Strange animals watched them from the shadows. Their journey to the heart of the old city was long and dangerous. Every step made Alex feel the weight of his promise. As they reached the edge of the forest, a wide river blocked their path. The water was black and slow, like liquid glass. Lyra knelt down and touched the surface. The river glowed green for a moment, showing a bridge of light. She looked at Alex. This is the river of memory. Only those who speak the truth can cross. Alex took a deep breath. His memories were still in pieces, but he nodded. Together they stepped onto the light bridge. For a moment, Alex saw images in the water, his own face as a child, the night sky on Earth, Lyra standing alone in the darkness. Each step made the images change. Sometimes he saw happiness, sometimes pain. The bridge trembled under his feet, but he did not stop. Halfway across, a thick fog rose from the river. A tall figure appeared on the bridge ahead. Its eyes glowed red. It was a chaser, but it wore the shape of someone Alex once knew, his old friend. Then, the chaser smiled, but the smile was cold. "Do you really remember your promise?" The chaser asked. Its voice was like broken glass. "Or do you just want to be a hero?" Alex felt doubt creep into his heart. He remembered Ben, who once betrayed his trust. The chaser's eyes glowed brighter. "If you open the portal, you could rule 2 worlds. You could have power. You do not have to help the alien." Alex looked at Lyra. She was silent, waiting for his choice. The chaser took another step closer. "Choose, Alex. Open the portal for yourself, or keep your promise and risk everything." Alex's hands trembled. He felt the blue light inside him grow hot. His mind filled with memories. Earth, Lyra's world, the first promise, the danger to both worlds. He looked at the chaser. "You are not my friend. You only wear his face. I made a promise, and I will keep it, even if I am afraid." The chaser screamed. Its body twisted and turned to smoke. The bridge of light shook, but did not break. Alex and Lyra hurried across. As they reached the other side, the fog faded. The river was quiet once more. Ahead of them, the ruins of the old city waited. Tall towers made of crystal rose into the sky. Light shimmered on broken streets. At the center stood a great stone gate, covered in ancient signs. Lyra touched Alex's hand. "This is the final test. The portal is hidden inside the gate. Only your true memory can open it." Alex stepped forward. His heart raced. The blue light inside him was almost too bright. He placed his hand on the gate. Ancient voices whispered in his ear. "Do you remember who you are? Do you remember your promise?" Alex closed his eyes. He saw every memory, Earth, his lonely nights, the blue light in his dreams, Lyra's face full of hope. The day he made the promise. "I promise to protect Lyra's people. I promise to keep the secret, even if I lost everything." The stone gate began to glow. The ancient signs shone like stars. The ground shook, and the gate slowly opened. Inside was a swirling tunnel of light. Suddenly, another shadow appeared. This time, it was the chaser leader. His eyes were brighter and his voice colder. "You think you can win, human?" he hissed. "The truth is never simple. Sometimes the people you trust most will betray you." Alex looked at Lyra. Her eyes were full of fear. For a moment, he wondered if the chaser was right. Could he really trust her? Or was this another trick? He reached for her hand. "We have to do this together. I still trust you, Lyra." The chaser screamed again. Shadows twisted around them. The gate was closing. Alex and Lyra jumped into the tunnel of light. The world spun around them, and everything went white. Alex knew the final test was only beginning, but for the first time, he felt ready. Alex and Lyra tumbled through the tunnel of light. Colors flashed around them, and the air buzzed with energy. Alex held tightly to Lyra's hand, afraid to let go. The tunnel spun faster. And then, with a sudden jolt, they landed in a new place. They stood at the heart of the old city. Tall crystal towers surrounded them, shining in every color. The ground glowed under their feet. Strange symbols floated in the air, moving like living things. Above them, the sky was full of swirling clouds and lightning. This was the portal's secret chamber, the center of both worlds. Alex felt the blue light inside him grow stronger. It filled his body with warmth and courage. Lyra stood beside him, her eyes shining with hope. For a moment, they both felt safe. But then, shadows began to gather. The chaser leader appeared, taller and darker than before. His red eyes burned with anger. More chasers appeared behind him, silent and cold. They blocked every exit. Their whispers filled the air. "Give us the portal. Give us the secret. Give us the human." Alex looked at Lyra. "We can't let them win," he said. Lyra nodded. "Your power is the key. You must close the portal. If you fail, both our worlds will fall." The chaser leader laughed. The sound echoed like thunder. "You are weak, human. Your memories are nothing. Your promise is just a lie." Alex stood tall. He took a deep breath. The blue light in his hands blazed brighter than ever. "I am not weak," he said. "I remember everything. I remember the promise. I remember the hope. I will protect both worlds." The chasers rushed at them. Shadows twisted and reached for Alex and Lyra. Lyra raised her hands and green fire shot from her fingers. The fire pushed the chasers back. But the leader was too strong. He moved like a storm, breaking through the fire, reaching for Alex. Alex closed his eyes and called on his power. The blue light inside him exploded. A wave of energy pushed the chasers away. The crystals on the towers began to sing. Their voices joined with Alex's energy, making the light even brighter. The chaser leader tried to grab Alex, but the light burned his shadowy hands. He screamed in pain. "You cannot win. You are alone." But Alex was not alone. Lyra stood by his side, and the whole city seemed to help him. The portal at the center of the chamber began to open, swirling with blue and green light. Alex heard voices from both worlds, calling his name, begging him to keep his promise. The leader made one last charge. His shadow covered the whole room. Alex and Lyra stood together, holding hands. Their lights joined, blue and green, shining like a new sun. With all his strength, Alex shouted, "I choose hope. I choose my promise. I choose to protect both worlds." The chamber filled with light. The chaser leader screamed and melted into darkness. The other chasers vanished like mist. The city stopped shaking, and the portal closed with a quiet sigh. Alex fell to his knees, breathing hard. Lyra knelt beside him, smiling through tears. "You did it, Alex. You saved us all." The sky above cleared. The stars shone brighter than ever. Alex knew the danger was over for now, but he also knew his life would never be the same. He had passed the final stand, but one last truth was waiting to be revealed. The chamber was quiet now. Alex and Lyra sat together under the shining crystal towers. Their hands were joined, their faces lit by the soft glow of the closing portal. For a moment, all was peaceful. The air felt gentle, like a calm after a wild storm. Alex looked down at his hands. The blue light inside him was softer now, but it still shone with a quiet strength. He knew the chasers were gone, but the promise he had made was still alive. Lyra turned to him, her eyes full of hope and gratitude. "You kept your promise, Alex. My people are safe because of you." Alex smiled, but deep inside, he felt something else. The story was not finished. There was still a question waiting in his heart. "Lyra," he said quietly, "why do I feel like I know you better than anyone, even though we met in another world?" Lyra looked at him with shining eyes. She touched his cheek. Her skin was warm and gentle. "Because our memories are connected. When you saved me long ago, you did not just promise with your words. You gave me part of your memory, part of your heart. That is why you are the only human who can see this world. That is why you are special." Alex closed his eyes. Suddenly, a wave of memories filled his mind. He remembered meeting Lyra as a child. Alone in a field at night, he remembered. Her laughter, her sadness, the day she first came to him for help. He remembered their friendship across the stars, the promises they made, the secret adventures they shared. He remembered one last thing, a memory hidden deeper than all the rest. On the night he made the promise, Alex had told Lyra, "You are not alone. I will always find you, no matter what happens. Even if I forget, I will come back." Tears filled Alex's eyes. He understood now. The promise was more than just words. It was a bond between two souls. He was not just Lyra's protector, he was her friend, and maybe something more. Lyra smiled through her own tears. "You remember everything now. The portal will stay closed as long as our promise lives. My people can start a new life. Your world is safe too." Alex stood up. He looked at the crystal towers, at the stars above, at the gentle blue grass under his feet. He knew he would miss this place. He knew he would miss Lyra if he had to go back to Earth. But Lyra touched his arm. "You can return home, or you can stay. The choice is yours, Alex. The portal listens to your heart." Alex took a deep breath. He thought of his lonely apartment, his old life on Earth, the ordinary days that never changed. He thought of this world, full of wonders and new beginnings. He looked at Lyra and saw the answer in her eyes. "I choose to stay," Alex said. His voice was strong and clear. "I choose this world. I choose you." The portal faded away. The stars danced above the city. The memory of fear was gone, replaced by hope. Lyra and Alex walked together through the shining towers, two friends, two worlds joined by a promise, a memory, and a new beginning. And far away, in the deep night, the stars whispered their story, waiting for someone new to remember.